Hello, everyone. What's going on? It's playoff time. Oh my God, I am so excited. I've been sitting in this chair basically all day, just staring at my computer, waiting for this day to finally begin, and we are here. Oh man, 42 Watch with Nordic live streams during the regular season, all prepping for this time right here and now for the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I could not be more excited. We'll get into the game preview here in a little bit. But first off, how we doing? How are we doing? A long and grueling regular season for these teams. Some better than others, I would say. But a long regular season, and we're finally here, locked in and ready to go for the Stanley Cup playoffs. All right, what's up, everybody? Spencer says, go Jets. Oh, boy, we got some Jets fans in the chat already. What's up, Andrew? Let's go hockey. Hell yes. I just want to say we have a lot of streams coming up. We are going to be streaming literally as much as we can in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think I'm going to put the schedule up on the screen in a second, so give me a minute here to load it all up. But we have a lot in store for this upcoming week of hockey, and I could not be more excited, honestly. What's up, Code Red? Well, that's a playoff legend right there. All right, so game should be starting here in about 15 minutes is what it said, but I thought I'd get live here for a little bit to preview some things here, talk about the game a little bit, and some other stuff as well. I'm doing good, Code Red. How are you? All right, let me get the schedule here nice, pulled up, and ready to go, because we got some good stuff in store. There's my little face right there. All right, so let's go through this part of the schedule first, and I'll pull up the second half. So you can tell we are streaming a lot. Yeah, we are streaming a lot. I'm going to put it in the top corner after we get into the second game of the night. But I'll just put it up here to preview right now. So we got the two games today. We got Jets and Blues and Stars and Avalanche for our first night of playoff hockey. Tomorrow, I will be back with you for two of the three games that are going on. I cannot stream the 3 p.m. game just because of the fact it's Easter tomorrow in the United States. Got a dinner with the family. Then I'm coming right back home and streaming 7 p.m.s. Toronto versus Ottawa and Minnesota versus Vegas. So we got two streams tomorrow as well. Monday is, I guess, my off day. I got the Reading Royals. It's a playoff game, Game 3. They are at home, so I will be at that instead of streaming games on that day. But don't worry. We will make up for some of those streams later on in the week. On Tuesday is a big part of why we're going to be making up some of those streams. We got a 3-game triple header for the first time in Watch with Nordic in play-by-play history on this channel. Now, keep in mind, we've been doing playoff streams on this channel for 5 full years. And this is the first time ever we're doing a triple header in the first round. We got Carolina versus Jersey at 6 p.m., we got Panthers versus Lightning at 8:30 p.m. And then we have Wild versus Golden Knights at 11 p.m. So it's going to be a rough day for me at the end of all of it, especially if we get a lot of overtime in there. We'll get into that in a little bit. Need my Jets to win. Oh, I bet. So that's the first half of the schedule. I do have a second part. So let me pull this up here real quick. So I said that we were going to miss a couple of games on Monday just because of the Royals. We were going to miss, I think, Habs and Caps and Kings and Oilers. Well, we will make up for that on Wednesday. Game 2 of Caps and Habs at 7. And then we got Game 2 of Kings and Oilers at 10. Eastern time, by the way. So we make up for it on Wednesday. Thursday, back to the Royals. Playoff game once again. Game 5. If it ends up making to that, if there is no game on Thursday, we will be doing streams. More likely than not, or we'll be doing the Nordcast. I'm not sure what my schedule is there just yet. Friday, a little bit of a lighter day. I have work, so I'm going to work for a little bit during the day, and then at 10 p.m. Eastern time, I will come back home and stream Oilers Kings. And then Saturday is the big day. It is the big day of this week. We got a 4-game quadruple header Streaming all 4 games that day. The first one is at 1 p.m., Lightning versus Panthers. Second one is at 3 p.m., Golden Knights, or I think it's 4 p.m., Golden Knights versus Wild. Third one's at 7 p.m., Maple Leafs versus Sens. And then fourth one is at 8:30 or 9:30 with Stars versus Avalanche. So if you guys were counting, that is 14 games that we are streaming in the span of a week here on the Nordic 97 channel. I am absolutely pumped to no end to get this show on the road. I've been waiting for this all year to be able to do all these playoff streams that I want to do, and I cannot wait to journey along with you guys and be with this. Now, I do want to say there is one little bit of an asterisk that I do want to mention. If a game goes to overtime, so for example, if tonight's game between the Jets and the Blues go to overtime, if it goes more than one overtime and there is a stream that is planned after that, the stream after that gets canceled because I'm not going to go and stream one period of another game. I'm just going to cancel it and keep going with this one. But if like, let's say it goes into one overtime and then it ends before the end of that first overtime, we'll do the following game. So I did want to tell you guys that to keep it in mind as well. But yeah, should be a very fun night here. Very fun week we got upcoming. I'm looking forward to it a lot. So let's hope for the best here. We'll get into the game preview here in about a couple minutes. Again, I got my lineup cards up here as per usual. And we'll be ready to get started here probably in about 10 minutes, I would say. Again, just because of the media. Like it says it's 6 o'clock start time, but it always gets delayed. So, I mean, to be honest, we probably will start around like 6:20 Eastern time. It might be 5:20 in the West Coast out there in Winnipeg time. And St. Louis time, actually. These are 2 Western teams. It's kind of funny. It's a 5 p.m. game. 5 p.m. game out there, which is a little bit funny. But anyways. So, yeah, starting goaltenders. I think it should be pretty obvious who's starting. It's the same 2 guys who we've been covering all season in these streams. Jordan Binnington's in net for St. Louis, 2019 Stanley Cup champion. Has a lot of playoff experience. It went on a deep run back in 2019. Ironically enough, he beats this same Winnipeg Jets team. You also have Connor Hellebuyck there too. Hellebuyck, I think, was also here when they beat that same St. Louis team, or they lost to that St. Louis team. So, yeah, we'll start here in 6.5 minutes. It says on the timer up here, it's a whiteout in Winnipeg. So the atmosphere over there is electric, as you can probably tell. But, yeah, some headlines to follow. I mean, again, St. Louis, they were just one game below 500, or one game above 500 at the first half of the season on January 1st. In the second half of the year, they pile up nearly 30 wins in their last 41 games, and they get in the playoffs. As for Winnipeg, they've been the most consistent team in the NHL besides the Los Angeles Kings. They have been first in the league essentially the entire way through. There were some points where they dropped back a little bit, but they've been first in the league almost the entire way. And led by guys like Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Cole Perfetti, Josh Morrissey. This team's been on an unreal run. And it's just crazy to see. You got some new faces here in the Stanley Cup playoffs this time around. Jimmy Snuggerud went from college all the way over to the NHL and is playing in the playoffs tonight. Same as that, Cam Fowler spent many years in Anaheim not getting into the playoffs. This is his first time playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs since 2018, which is huge. That is kind of wild when you think about it. So, a lot of things there to keep in mind on the Blues end of things. As for the Jets, though, they're missing a couple of their players. They are missing Gabriel Velarde and Nikolai Ehlers. So if you are a Jets fan, you got to be a little bit worried about that. But overall, I think they should be okay. Notice how I knocked on the wood. But yeah, Velarde and Ehlers are 2 losses that are detrimental, to be honest with you. It's detrimental losses, honestly, that you're losing. And it really does stink. But hopefully they should be back very soon. All right. Let's get ready to get started here. I have a little analog that we're going to use All right, they're doing the playoff intros like you gotta always do. Then they'll do the national anthems and all that. Oh, man, those chants are insane. Definitely a sellout there in Winnipeg tonight, that's for sure. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. The on-ice presentation is phenomenal. By the way, new graphic. We haven't been using this all year. I put this up here just because why not? Whenever we do a series, I'll make sure to change that, or I will try to change that. Try to remember. So then that way you guys know what game of the series it is. I think you would know, but you know what game of the series is, if it's tied or not, and all that good stuff. All right, they'll be doing the American and Canadian anthem. I would imagine there might be some booing here. I guess we'll see, though. I shouldn't be speaking on that. Silent there in Winnipeg. Whew. Just some Watch with Nordic stat lines. Again, you guys know that I like to keep track of the records with each team that we stream. For the Blues, we've streamed them 4 times this year. They are 500, 2-2 when we stream the Blues. As for the Jets, they are undefeated, 3-0 when we stream them. We streamed them 3 times this year. So if you're a Jets fan, maybe I'm your good luck charm. But if they lose tonight, maybe I'll just stop streaming them. Maybe I'll just stop doing that. Just keep in mind, I don't think we have any Jets Blues streams. I think every other team we do, but not Jets Blues for a little bit. So once we get into the elimination games and that stuff, we'll definitely do more of that. All right, halfway through the anthem now. It's an incredible atmosphere. You can feel it. Like you can feel it just looking at it. And it's always been. You get the whiteout and everything like that. It's always a great atmosphere over there in Winnipeg. All right, time for O Canada. Oh, they're singing along. That's so cool. True North. Just kind of taking it in, to be honest with you guys. Beautiful stuff. They got the logos painted on their faces. You know, Winnipeg, I wish they would get further in the playoffs sometimes. They really have a great atmosphere and some great fans out there. I know especially because of Carter. Shout out, Carter. All right, that's it for the anthem. Okay, as we get ready to start here. 2,624 regular season games. You split that up, that's 82 games amongst 32 teams in the National Hockey League. Half of those 32 make it into the Stanley Cup playoffs and get a chance at competing for Lord Stanley. Half of those 16 teams make it to the second round. Half of those 8 teams make it to the third round. But one team, one group of players, gets to hoist Lord Stanley, the oldest trophy in American sports. The 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs are underway here in Canada Life Center. Starting goaltender preview, Jordan Binnington in net for the Blues. Connor Hellebuyck in net for the Jets. And the puck is dropped here from Canada Life Center. Beautiful stuff. And the puck. And we are underway. Face-off won by the Blues. Broberg plays it to Falk. Falk tries to move it through the zone. It's dumped down low. Nemesnikov tries playing it around. Looped around through. Blues keep it in the Jets' end. Falk now throws it down low. In front. Another chance, and Toropchenko can't reach that puck. They'll battle for it then down low, as I believe that is Toropchenko picking it up again. They start out the St. Louis fourth line on the ice against Winnipeg's second line. Tied up here on the right side of the boards. Still trying to get the puck loose. It's finally won by St. Louis. A shot and it deflects up above Hellebuyck. 19-18 here remaining in the first period. All right, showing off Jim Montgomery, who has done a very good job at maintaining this St. Louis team and getting them back from what was a nearly impossible comeback after having a terrible start to the season. And they're here back in the playoffs. Face-off one in the Jets zone by the Jets. Morrissey plays it up through the zone. Blues keep it in, however. Down low then, it's dumped by Thomas. Up over then for Buchnevich. Down low, trying to control it is Neighbors, who gets knocked down by Morrissey. Played behind the net. Scheifele to Iafallo, battling for it now down low. Gets hit from behind by Thomas, who's trying to pick it up. He slides it in front. Neighbors a shot! And it deflects up in the air. Back to the right side. Morrissey now with the puck. Over for Scheifele. Back then for Connor, who tries to move it through the zone. Stolen back by St. Louis, who will regroup and try and get it down the other way. Through the right side on the attack. It's dumped into the zone by Snuggerud in his first playoff game of his career. Pass up through the neutral zone, deflected into the St. Louis end. It'll be an icing against the Jets. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Big hit from behind. Scheifele on Thomas during that sequence there. About a minute 30 passed here in the first period. Shots are still 0 apiece, if you're wondering. Face-off coming here now. Won by the Blues. Played down low. Neil Pionk trying to get to it. Slides it down low for Lowry. Lowry over to Sandberg. Sandberg a pass up through the neutral zone. Jets breaking it down the other way. Running into the zone is Tanev, who loses the puck before he can get to it. Kyrou cleared into the zone. Down low then. Jets pick it up. Stanley on the right side. Sandberg throws a pass up. Backhanded out of the zone by Pionk. Racing for it then is Lowry. He takes a hit from Leddy. Down low as they try and get out of the blue zone. Still no shots so far here through the first period. Behind the net then, Leddy with the puck. Passed up over then for Suter. Through the zone, dumped down low. Hellebuyck plays it behind the net. Stolen in front, but the Jets get it right back before anything bad could happen. Puck is cleared all the way down the other way. No icing here. And Parayko will regroup back in the Blues end. He's got, I believe that is Jarrett Anderson-Dolan, who's in replacement for Velarde. And we get some Go Jets Go chants here. About 3 minutes past, still no shots. Parayko slides a pass over. Here comes Kyrou. Dumps it into the zone. Gets hit by Stanley. Hellebuyck plays it again down low. Back up to the point. Jets get control. Pass up. Here they come the other way. Gustafsson up for Nemesnikov. Down low. And he gets tied up by multiple Blues behind the St. Louis net. Still on the back end. Perfetti gets tripped from behind and then gets tripped again. And they don't call anything there. Here's Niederreiter. Niederreiter waits. Shoots it just wide of the net. Back up then to the point. Thrown down behind the net then by Niederreiter. Over to Perfetti. Perfetti to Nemesnikov. Nemesnikov in the corner. Slides it up to Sandberg at the point. Sandberg shoots it. Deflected. Puck's in the crease. And it's cleared out by St. Louis. Jets still have control. Nemesnikov Stolen by Falk. Blues get it. They'll try chipping it the other way. Kept in, though, by the Jets. Down low, Niederreiter. The Blues been out there for a hot minute, and we get a whistle on a hand pass. Looks stupid to have a whiteout with your dark shirt. It does look a little stupid. It's cool, but it is a little bit interesting. I don't know. I like the whiteout. I just wish the Jets, like, it would be way cooler if the NHL was still using their whites as their homes. I just wish teams would do that still, but fortunately that's not how it is. 16:02 here left in the first. Still no shots on goal. You can tell that's playoff hockey right there. Face-off, won by the Jets. Sandberg clears it into the zone. Down low then is Schwartz trying to play it around. Or not Schwartz. Joseph trying to play it around. Oh my goodness. Puck at the point. Sandberg a shot saved by Binnington. That's the first one of the game. He'll throw it down low. It's stolen back by the Blues, who get it through the neutral zone. Kyrou racing for it. Backhanded down the other way. Iafallo regrouping with that puck. Will drop a pass back for Pionk. Pionk will clear it into the zone. On the right side, Parayko then. Back behind the net then for Fowler, who throws a pass up. Taken then down low by Neighbors, who clears it. Thomas trying to get to it, battling with DeMello. And the Jets easily steal that one back. Connor looking for options. 5 minutes passed. Down low in the zone, being tied up by Neighbors. Gets a pass over then to Morrissey, who sends it out. Connor back with it. Will regroup around the zone. Passes it back to DeMello. DeMello then up for Scheifele. Dumped into the zone. Lowry then racing for it down low. Huge hit there from Lowry on Suter. And kept in the zone by the Jets. Tanev down low. Throws it up to the front. Pionka shot. Blocked in front. Rebound, and Tanev shoots it wide. Jets still have control. Sandberg to Pionk. Back down low. In front. And it's gloved by Binnington and goes out of play. What a hit from Adam Lowry on veteran defenseman Ryan Suter. And we get some pushing and shoving here already. And with 14:32 left in the first period, we're still tied at 0 apiece. But we got our first hit of the game, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. What a sequence. All right. Jets will gather up here and talk. And discuss what they want to do here. They'll go in for the face-off. Barron versus Shen. It's won by the Blues. Broberg clears the puck out of the zone. Here they play it the other way. Joseph up to Sundqvist. Sundqvist down low. Circles around. Throws it up to the point. Shoots it. Saved by Hellebuck. Played back then by Barron. Barron jumps a pass up and through. Racing for it then is Dolan, but it's stolen back again by the Blues. Thank you. I appreciate that. Joseph dumps it into the Jets' end. Hellebuck behind the net will play it over for Gustafsson, who slides it behind the net then to Sandberg. They'll exchange passes with each other as Sandberg takes a hit from Boldu. And he'll pick it back up and dump it into the Blues' end. Jets pick it up. Perfetti to the slot and shoots it wide. Oh my goodness. Down low on the right side. Niederreiter fires it and it goes wide as well. At the point then. A shot in front. Saved by Binnington and it's cleared the other way. Shen gets to the puck first. Played around then by Logan Stanley. Stanley will try and clear it. Kept in though by the Blues. He'll go back behind the net to get it. Gives it up and over for Shen, who ironically enough, his brother's playing here tonight as well. I feel like that's one headline that people are missing. Puck deflected into center ice. Drop back over then for Morrissey as it slides again down into the Jets' end. Morrissey drops it back up and over for Shen, who plays it up through the zone. Binnington will get it now behind the net. Scheifele trying to keep it in on the right side. Thomas to Iafallo. Iafallo tied up by Thomas and multiple other Blues. It's picked up then by Buchnevich, who slops a pass over then for Neighbors through the zone. He gets tipped. Battling for it on the right side. 12:30 here remaining in this first period. Still 0-0. Kyle Connor down the right side. Chips it in. Parayko will get to that puck first. Plays it down low then for Cam Fowler. Fowler takes it through center ice. Drops it up and over Neighbors to Buchnevich in front, and it's tipped wide as I think that was Faxo tried to get that opportunity, but no good. Tipped into the St. Louis end, down low. Suter plays it behind the net. He takes another big hit there from Scheifele. And played down the other way. Picked up then by Toropchenko. Shoots it, saved by Hellebuyck. Jets get it right back. They're rushing the other way as well. Through the zone. In front, and they can't finish it. Lowry with a really good opportunity. Here come the Blues again. Toropchenko tries chipping it through the zone. Jets get it right back. Lowry through center ice down the right side. We'll just dump it in down low. Back then for Niederreiter, who throws it around behind again. Lowry trying to get to it. Loses it. Toropchenko then tries throwing it out up to the point. Stanley fires it down low. Picked up then by Nick Leddy. Leddy slides a pass over to Sundqvist. Sundqvist will dump it into the zone. And Stanley down low trying to battle for it then with Joseph. Big hit there from Shen Boldu. Blues keep it in. Parayko at the point. Fires it just wide. And we got a penalty. And it's going to be against the Jets. And the Blues will get the first power play of the game. Shots are 2 apiece here in this first period. Score is still 0-0. And the Blues will get a power play coming up. Go Leafs, go. We're not even at the Leafs game yet. These Leaf fans. All right, that's the first commercial tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It's been already, it feels, you can feel the playoff atmosphere in this game. You can really feel it. Whew. Just remember, we got another stream here tonight as well. I'll be reminding us throughout the entire game. All right, so Blues power play. Let me pull up my St. Louis stats here. Actually, that being said, let me pull up the series preview because I can do that. The Jets on the power play, or Jets on the PK this year, 79.4%. They were 13th amongst all teams in the NHL. For the Blues, their power play was right in the middle of average, 22.1. They were 16th. But as you guys know, the playoffs, things can become way different. The Oilers, I remember a couple of years ago, they struggled on their PK. And they came into the playoffs, and they had like an unreal streak where they went like 22 power plays without allowing a power play goal, which is insane. Something like that. I'm not sure if that's 100% sure, but thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'll be live. If you're wondering, if you're a Leafs fan, I'll be live tomorrow for the Leafs-Sens game. So, shameless plug. All right, we'll be back. We're back here for a St. Louis power play for a non-Leaf fan. Jets are 12-2-1 in their last 15 home games. They have the second best home record in the NHL. Blues power play here now. Fowler wins the faceoff. Buchnevich down low then for Thomas. Intercepted by the Jets, and they clear it right away. It's Luke Shen in the box for interference, by the way. Halfway through this first period, shots are 2-2 apiece. Thomas through the zone then, dumped down low. Boldu back to Thomas, tries throwing it behind the net. It's played down low. Jimmy Snuggerud gets it back, throws it up to the point. Blues will keep it in. Buchnevich down low, kept in the zone. Over, a chance, they score! Robert Thomas on the power play! And the Blues take a 1-0 lead. Kept in the zone by, I think that was Fowler up at the point. He throws it all the way down low. Over for Thomas, who wires it past Hellebuyck. And the Blues have a 1-0 lead here. I forgot to put the power play thing on. I apologize. And that's the first goal of the playoffs for Robert Thomas and the St. Louis Blues as they take a 1-0 lead here just a little bit over halfway through. Cleared into the zone. Hellebuyck plays it behind the net. Pionk tries throwing it around. It'll slide all the way down the other way. It'll be an icing against the Jets. And the Blues have the first lead. Go Jets. Oh, yeah. I'd like to see the Jets succeed. Not to throw any flack at the Blues fans in here, but I would like to see the Jets finally get it done. Face off in the Winnipeg zone, won by the Blues. Shot from Kyrou, saved by Helly. Played down low. Sandberg trying to get out of the zone. They'll do so successfully. Played up at center ice. Nemesnikov trying to battle for it. Stolen back by Kyrou. He'll backhand that one into the zone. Down low then Pionk. Throws it around. Up then for Niederreiter. Niederreiter, he's got Nemesnikov with him. Tipped away by Broberg. Battling down low. A cross-check from behind from Broberg. Neighbor steals that puck behind the net in the St. Louis end. Assists on that goal from Buchnevich and Fowler. Nemesnikov drops a pass over for Niederreiter, who will slash that puck into the zone, and Blues get control here once again. Falk, a pass over. Broberg slides it up then and cleared into the Winnipeg zone. DeMello throws it behind the net, kept in, or so they thought, and it goes all the way down the other way. Parayko down low into the zone. Jets keeping that one in. Morrissey trying to battle for that puck, stolen back by Walker, and the Blues will get it out. Fowler chips it all the way down the other way. Toropchenko then behind the net. Stolen back then by Iafallo, who kind of loses an edge, but the Jets do get it out. Blues are kind of ruling play here these last couple of minutes. Shots are 4-2 in favor of them. Here's Thomas down the right side. Circles it back down low. Behind the net then, trying to get to it is Shen. Battling there with Lowry as well. Puck then up to the point. Blues will keep it in. A shot. And a save by Hellebuyck with the right pad. Thomas battling down low with Tanev. Appleton then gives it back for Stanley. And Thomas intercepts it right away. Puck in front. A backhand and it's blocked. Another shot. Blocked as well. Good defensive play there from the Jets. The Blues will get off and get a line change, and the Jets get some time to regroup. It's cleared all the way down the other way into the St. Louis end on Binnington, so no icing. Leddy holds it. Pass up and over. Dump through the zone. And an offside there against St. Louis. And Robert Thomas with the only goal here so far on the power play. Makes it a 1-0 game in favor of the St. Louis Blues. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in so far. I really appreciate it. A good crowd here already in the first period. We don't usually see this very often. So thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. All right, Jets fans, how we feeling? Blues fans, how we feeling? Let's not leave the Blues fans out. Well, I guess the Jets fans might have something to say about that. All right. All right, Blues pick up the puck then. Behind the St. Louis net. Played in front by the Jets, but it's blocked by Nick Leddy. Battling down low in the corner. Four-man scrum as it's played through and goes out of play. Uh-oh, both of the Shen parents are here. Got $100 on Winnipeg. Oh boy, it's not looking great for you so far. All right, face-off coming now. Iafallo versus Thomas. Played down to the right side. Back in the neutral zone. Played around and dumped into the zone by DeMello. And Jets have to come out and St. Louis will regroup. Behind the net, Falk. Chips it up and over. Thomas here moves it into the zone. A pass over to Buchnevich. Back in front. Neighbors and a save from Hellebuyck. Iafallo. Waiting for options down low. St. Louis intercepts. Up at the point. A shot and a save again from Helly. Buchnevich down low in front to Neighbors and he's blocked by Morrissey. Parayko keeps it in for the Blues. Thomas then down low. Waits and looks for options. Throws it in front. It's back up to the point. Fowler a shot. Blocked as well. Fowler gets it right back to the point. Parayko a slapper. And it goes wide. Jets finally get it back. Connor. Pass up then for Iafallo, who dumps it into the zone, and St. Louis will regroup, and we get some whistles here with some pushing and shoving from both teams already. As the Blues got a couple of shots off there in that. And it looks like something's coming here. The refs are talking. Let's go. Let's see this real quick. Oh. Oh yeah, that's a penalty for sure. All right, Jets power play coming up. And I'll remember to actually put it on the thing this time. So, going to the box is Neighbors with 6:38 remaining in the first period, and Winnipeg will get a chance to tie this one up, and they need it. That's for sure. They really need it. And some loud cheers here from Winnipeg despite being down 1-0. The Jets power play ranked first in the NHL. The Blues is tied for 27th. Blues win that faceoff, kept in the zone by the Jets. Perfetti plays it down low to Connor. Kyle Connor waiting with the puck, circles it around. Throws it up to the point. Morrissey to Connor. Down low. Scheifele, they score! Mark Scheifele! Another power play goal! And the Jets tie it. Mark Scheifele from practically the goal line gets that one through, and the game is tied. There you go. That's exactly what you needed if you're the Jets. They haven't really been playing that good these last couple of minutes, so it's definitely good to actually get something there. 100%. And Scheifele, yeah, from essentially the goal line, I feel like Binnington probably should have had that, looking at it. He's right there. Oh, it's tipped by Suter, though, and goes in. I don't know. That's his 39th career playoff point. That ties the most in franchise history, tying Blake Wheeler. Puck into the blue zone right away. A shot from Lowry, blocked in front. Played down low behind the net by Broberg. Jets will keep it into the zone. And never mind. Blues get it right back. Falk will dump it into the zone. Kyrou will look for options. Down low then is Sandberg. Played up through the zone. And a battle for it at the blue line with Appleton and Broberg and Lowry and Snuggerud and Kyrou and Tanev as they're all pushing and shoving for it, but none of them can get the puck. Finally, it breaks through. Kyrou with it, sends it in front. Nobody's there. Tanev gets it, clears it through neutral zone. And regroup back by St. Louis. Leddy. Over to Broberg. Indirect pass into the zone. Intercepted by the Jets. They send him the other way. Dolan a shot! And a save by Binnington. Sundqvist battling with Gustafsson. Still looking for options. They try and throw it up to the point. They'll do it successfully. A shot! And it goes wide. Another shot! And that one also goes wide. Barron down low up to the point. A shot from Schenn. They score! Tipped in front! Morgan Barron! And the Jets lead 2-1! Just like that. What a tip from Morgan Barron. Or Barron, however you say it. What a play. What a play. Less than 5 minutes left here in the first period. This game was 1-0 St. Louis, and suddenly it's 2-1. That's playoff hockey right there, folks. That's how fast it can change. What a play. Both of them sellied. That's the funniest part. Both Barron and I think that was Dolan sellied at the same time. Oh, that was awesome. All right. 2-1 Winnipeg now. Face-off won by the Jets. Perfetti plays it down low behind the net. Parayko with it. Tries getting it up through the zone. They will get it out. It's dumped all the way down the other way. No icing. Stanley tied up then with, I think that's Nathan Walker as it's a scram for it. Picked up then by Toropchenko, who's tied up by Schenn as neither of them can get the puck loose. Stanley down low, back for Schenn. Perfetti now, tied up by Toropchenko. Battling for it then down low. Schenn picks it up to Stanley. Stanley drops a pass over. Niederreiter will have to hold and wait. And you hear some Jets chants here loud in Canada Life Center. Connor through center ice. Has got some room. A slap shot save! And the rebound is just barely missed. Picked up then by Iafallo. He shoots, and it's wide. Back up to the point. Tip then down low through the zone. Knocked. Back over then for Scheifele. Back for Connor. Connor being tied up heavily. It's played down low back up to the point. Morrissey fires it. And blocked in front. Blues pick it right back up. Neighbors gets it behind the net. Over then for Falk, who gets it through the neutral zone and dumped down the other way. Shots are 6 apiece now in the first period with 3:30 remaining. It was 1-0 Blues. Suddenly it's 2-1 Jets. Lowry through the right end. Played back then by St. Louis. Parayko dumped into the zone then by Fowler. Hellebuck behind the net over to Sandberg, who's trying to play it here as well. And backhanded out of the zone. Fowler will come back and regroup. A pass over then for Parayko. Parayko to Fowler. Fowler dumps it into the zone. Again, playing his first playoff hockey since Anaheim back in 2018. It's a long time for him. Appleton to Lowry. Lowry circles back around. Throws it up to the point. Nobody's there for the Jets. They'll get it back, though, in their own end. And dumped down the other way by DeMello. Leddy will wait and regroup. The first goal, Scheifele from Connor and Morrissey. Here's Joseph. Matthew Joseph looking for options. The second goal from Schenn and Gustafsson. Thrown back up to the point. Leddy tries sliding it down low. Stolen back by Gustafsson again, who backhands it behind the net. Over for Jarrett Anderson-Dolan, who battles for that puck. Remember, that fourth line, some of those players may not even be playing if it's their fully healthy lineup. And Gustafsson and Barron both picked up points tonight. That's huge. Whether they win or lose this game, that shows something. Here come the Blues into the zone. Boldu to the slot! And blocked in front as well. Barron kept in the zone by Sundqvist. A pass over to Falk. Falk circles around, shoots it, blocked in front. And it slides back up to the point. Boldu shoots it in. Save. Rebound. They score again! Oscar Sundqvist! And we're tied. Oh my goodness. This is playoff hockey, folks. This is the electric atmosphere of playoff hockey. And the Blues get pressure in the zone. Sundqvist fires one past Hellebuyck. And it's 2-2. Some electric stuff right here. Yeah, Sundqvist takes a couple of bounces in front. I think it was hard for Hellebuyck to see that because a lot of players in front. And Sundqvist takes the easy shot there, puts it past Hellebuyck, and it's 2-2 just like that. Minute 40 here left in the first period. Played down low in the Winnipeg zone. They'll battle for it here. Behind the net then, Schenn passes it through the zone. Slid up then for Niederreiter. Drops it back from the Mesnikov, who's hit then by... Oh my goodness, what a hit from, I think that was Thomas. Played in the zone. Stanley tries holding the puck. It's thrown back down low behind the net. Perfetti in front of backhand. And stopped by Binnington. Tied up down low in the corner. Jet's going to choke again. I don't know. Nemesnikov to the point. Sandberg. Pass back over. Pionk shoots it. And it goes out of play. 63 seconds left here in the first period. You see these teams are going at it. I mean, it's pretty abundantly clear these teams do not like each other. That is 100% for sure. And we'll go to commercial with 1 minute and 3 seconds left because that's how playoff hockey works. You get commercials at random times. Whew. What a segment there. Thank you all for tuning in. That was action-packed for a little bit there. I will not have a voice by the end of tonight. That is 100%. Great back and forth, 100%. Just like it's rushes one way, rushes the other way. It's just phenomenal hockey the whole way through. I'm loving it. I'm loving this. This is awesome. I have missed this. I missed this time. I love playoff hockey so much. Whew. All right, we'll be back here in a few minutes or a few seconds maybe. All right. Showing off Sundqvist to just score the tying goal. Face-off coming once again in the Blues' end. 63 seconds left. Shots are 8-6 in favor of St. Louis. 2 of those going in. What is goaltending anymore? 4 goals in this game, only 14 shots. That's a goal every 7 shots for both sides. Oh, man. Buchnevich, or 2 goals every shot, actually, when you think about it. Here's Connor. Through the zone to Scheifele. Back for Connor, who circles around, looks for options, shoots it in front, and it's blocked by the Blues. Dumped all the way down the other way, and that will be an icing against St. Louis. 38.3 left. Make sure you submit your brackets, folks. I guess I'll show mine at the intermission. I'll be nice and show mine at the intermission and try and give you guys some content. So let me pull that up. All right. Get that ready to go. Face off. Won by the Blues. Down low. Played through the right side. Neighbors back with it. Will chip it down low. Hellebuyck. Behind the net. Tries playing it around. Kept in though by the Blues. Thomas. Up to the point. Parayko shoots it. Blocked in front. And slid back again. A rebound. And That one's blocked as well. Fowler a chance. And Hellebuyck stops that one. All right. 18 seconds now. Shots are 9-6 in favor of the Blues. Jets started off not great. They played better in the second half, and now the Blues are kind of taking it over once again. All right, 18 seconds here. And St. Louis power play. Okay, what? I didn't know. I wasn't listening. Oh, okay, I wasn't listening. St. Louis power play coming up. My apologies. I was not listening. All right, Blues get a power play with 18 seconds left. Some of it will go over to the second period. Face-off won by the Jets. They'll clear it all the way down the other way. What was the call? I didn't see anything wrong. Fowler picks it up through center ice. 4 seconds left. He'll come into the zone. Over then. And that'll pretty much do it for the first period. Goals from Sundqvist and Thomas. And Barron. And Scheifele. As it's 2-2 heading into the first intermission. As the St. Louis Blues will get a power play. That being said, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you gotta do. And we'll be back for the start of the second period momentarily. I guess I should show... I'm not trying to do... I was trying to do first intermission, be a little bit different. I won't do that. I am going to show you guys my bracket, so give me a second here to set everything up, and we'll get started momentarily. All right, I got to make sure my Mac display is the right thing. Bracket challenge, perfect. All right, let me, oh, that's not what I want. Let's delete that. Let's grab this. Put that there, zoom that in there. All right. Let's go through this. Let's go through this fun little bracket. So, starting off, I got Jets over Blues in 6. I'm going with my gut. I'm going with the Jets. I love the Jets. I want them to get it done. I think they will get it done this year. This is the first year where they're actually favored to win. So, I'm going with Winnipeg in 6. Sorry, Blues fans in the chat. Stars and Avs. I'm actually going Stars in 7. Now, if you told me that Robertson wasn't going to be there and Heiskanen wasn't going to be there for most of the series, more likely than not, I would have been like, I would have gone Avs. But I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to go with Dallas in 7 games. Vegas and the Wild. If you guys have watched the previews, you guys know that I'm heavily favoring the Knights. It's not even really close in my opinion. The Knights are my team. It's by far, like, I just don't think Minnesota has the cards this year. And then Oilers Kings. I got Oilers. I got Oilers still winning it. So, I mean, some people may not like that, but I'm repping with the Oilers this time around as well. On the Eastern Conference side of things, Toronto, Ottawa, I got Toronto in 7. I think Toronto's going to get it done finally, and this is going to break the curse and beat Ottawa. Then they'll play Tampa in the second round. We'll get to that in a second. Battle of Florida, I got Tampa over Florida in 7. Washington, Montreal, I got Caps over Canadiens in 7 as well. I think that one will be close. And then Canadiens... or Hurricanes, Devils, I got Canes in 5. So, I think that's 6 of the 8 that I have going 7 games. Is that bad? Is that a bad thing to have all those? Is it that bad to have that many 7-game series? 6 of 8? I don't really know if that's a great idea. Whatever. Anyways. So, yeah, then second round, Jets versus Stars. I got to go with Stars. I'm sorry, Jets fans. I have to do it. I got to go with Stars. That'll be like a 7-game series, too. I'll say that. Vegas Oilers, I got Vegas pretty easily. I just think like the Oilers, they beat the Kings every year. I don't think it's LA's year just yet. But oh, it shows their like stats. That's cool. But yeah, I got Oilers, or I got Vegas over Oilers. Maple Leafs or Lightning, I got Lightning. Just I mean, like, the Leafs will get to the second round. They'll force 6 games. I'll say they'll make it 6 games. They'll make it somewhat close, and then the Lightning will beat them. But we'll come out of that series being very highly on the Maple Leafs. And then Caps versus Canes. I got Canes. Canes just because, I mean, like, the Caps, they're not very proven in the playoffs, especially since 2018. Like, I get it. The core is, but recently they haven't been able to get much done. So I'm going with Canes in the second round. That leaves your conference finals of Stars versus Knights and Lightning versus Canes. I got Vegas beating Dallas and the Canes beating the Lightning. And then I got Vegas versus Carolina in the final. Both finished. Vegas won their division. Carolina, obviously, finished second. And I have Vegas winning the Stanley Cup. So that's my bracket prediction. So, yeah, thought I'd just share that, and we'll get back to the commentary here in a little bit. Binner over Helly in the playoffs. I would say overall 100%. 100%. There's no doubt about that. You look at the stats, it's not close. Like Jordan Binnington, Stanley Cup winner, he's actually been somewhat decent in the playoffs. Hellebuck, just ever since 2022, or yeah, 2023, I guess I should say, has not been as advertised in the playoffs, at least in my opinion. So let me pull up their stats. We can read off their stats. So Binnington in the playoffs has a 2020 record. That's funny. He's has a 2.73 and a .910. He's a .910 in the playoffs. You guys remember that in the year that they went to the second round against Colorado, Binnington had a .949 in the playoffs. That guy was phenomenal. In 6 games, by the way, in the playoffs. Hellebuck, his numbers have not been that generous. 18 and 27, so not pretty there. Has a 2.85 and a .911. But in recent years, .886 and a .870. In the years before that, though, he was very good in the playoffs, but just couldn't get it done with those teams. It's just unfortunate how it is, but he couldn't get it done. So, all right, I do agree though. Like Binnington in the playoffs is much better than Hellebuck in the playoffs, even though Hellebuck actually has better stats for the most part, which is a little bit weird, but. Or a better save percentage. Never mind. A better save percentage in that time. I don't know. Anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This is one of our best streams of the year already. And we're not even a third. We're a third through the game. Unreal. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And we'll get ready for the second period here very soon. Very soon. All right. Go get a snack, go get a drink, do what you got to do. I was at the game when Benner got hurt. Anytime Kadri has the puck, Blues fans boo him. Oh, I believe it. I definitely believe that. 100%. That was quite a time. I enjoyed those playoffs. That was a lot of fun. Honestly, that was so much fun. Kings are beating Oilers this year. Maybe. We'll see. My heart, I must say this, my heart wants the Oilers to win. Or my heart wants the Kings to win. And the Leafs will win it and cap it off. You have Jets in 6. If the Blues win the first game, I have Blues in 6. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Jets, I will say this. The Jets have won the first game in each of the last 2 years they've been in the playoffs, and they've lost the series in 5 afterwards. So after the Jets win the first game, they can never keep it up afterwards. So I am not ready yet to dive in there with the Jets if they win game 1. If they win game 2, then I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing, but I'm a little bit scared, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, looking at that. Toronto versus Winnipeg in the finals. I like that. That sounds fun, actually. I would enjoy that final. The Battle of the Frauds. That's awesome. 10 out of 10. That's great. I mean, you're low-key not wrong. Like, I wouldn't call the Jets frauds yet. If the Jets lose to the Blues, like, here's the thing. Here's the thing with me. I look at the Jets in the last 3 years. Were they really favored to beat Vegas as the wild card? No, they were not. As much as Carter, the podcast guy, if you guys know Carter on my Nordcast, you guys will like, they weren't favored to win that series. In the series against the Avalanche, were they really favored to win that? I guess maybe because they were the higher seed. They had home ice advantage. Some people would have been like, no, they're not really favored to win. But this year against St. Louis, I think is really the first year to really favor the Jets in a series. I think any other year you could have been like, no, not really. It's kind of the same thing for the Leafs. Like, the Leafs in most of those series weren't favored to win, not until the Columbus series was when they were really favored to win. So, I do kind of think of that. I'm not going to say that, those series were embarrassing, but Sens going to sweep Leafs. Sens did sweep Leafs regular season. We'll see. I don't know. I do think regular season records somewhat mean something. It's not everything, though, at least in my opinion. Ottawa, Toronto go. Oh, I have it going 7 too. Avs over Leafs in finals in 6. Wow, everyone has the Leafs going to the Cup. Damn. Toronto will sweep Sens 4-0. Tampa Bay and Florida will battle for 7. Toronto wins round 2 because Tampa Bay or Florida will be exhausted. And Toronto will grind round 3 and break the 58-year curse. Wow, it really is 58 years. That's insane. Can't believe it's been that long. All right, we should be ready here for the start of the second period momentarily. Coming up here in a few minutes. So I'll change that momentarily. All right, that being said, guys, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I will be right back in about not even 5 minutes, and we'll get started here with the second period. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that, folks. All right, let's get ready for the start of the second. Second period. To recap, the first period, goals came from Robert Thomas and Alex Toropchenko from the Blues end of things, and Mark Scheifele and Morgan Barron. So let's see what we get here in this second period. I imagine not a lot of goals because, again, one thing that I really notice is there will be a lot of goals in the second period and then teams will just tighten up. They'll tighten up and play defensive, and I feel like that's what's going to happen here. But thank you, everybody, for the support. That was a banger of a first period. Already 5 new subscribers, over nearly 500 views on a stream in that amount of time. That's a rare commodity for these live streams. We've done 42 of them in the regular season. Not a lot of them do that good. So thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in here. And we'll get ready to start here in about 20 seconds for the second period. Three, two, one. And there we go. Start of the second period here in Canada Life Center. Everybody going back to their seats. Both teams swap nets, or swap sides, I guess I should say. And we'll get ready here for the start of the second period. 2 goals apiece in that time. Shots were 9-6 in favor of the St. Louis Blues here up to this point. All right, let's see what this second period has to hold. As my thing glitches. There we go. Don't forget, Blues have a power play. Yes, they do. To start this one off, let's see how they handle it. Again, you'll see a lot of teams off the power play in a new period. They tend to kind of move off slow, and the momentum might be taken away, but we'll see here. Face-off, won by St. Louis. They'll play it back into their zone. Fowler regrouping with the puck. Drops it back then for Buchnevich. Through the zone then. Will dump it back down low. Behind the net then. Hellebuyck trying to play it. Back over then for Lowry. Chip through. Fowler intercepts it. Will hold it up at the zone. Back over then for Thomas. Robert Thomas down the right side. Will drop it back. A pass over for Boldu. He'll wait behind the net then. Back up to the point. Fowler. Up down behind the net. Sandberg trying to get to it and clear it out of the Jet zone. It's kept in though. Or so they thought. A rush now the other way. Short-handed. Lowry's got some room. Will hold that one down low and just run out the time. And battling for it now on the right side. Blues pick it back up. Robert Thomas takes it into the zone. And we got a whistle here for offsides right off the bat. 45 seconds left in the Blues power play. Guess they added a shot for the Jets. There you go. All right. Second unit out there on the ice, led by Captain Braden Shen, brother of Luke Shen, who is also playing tonight. Funny enough, nobody's really following that. Nobody's really mentioned that. Kyrou in the zone, throws that down low behind the net. Neighbors battling for it here, gets it up to the point. Falk, a pass over, up at the point, a shot, they score! Jordan Kyrou whams it past Hellebuyck. And the Blues, once again on the power play, take a 3-2 lead. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Pass over to Kyrou at the point. Being screened in front by Sundqvist. No Jets defenseman was going over and covering him. That's on the Jets, not Hellebuyck. You're on the kill. You got to realize that. .1847 here now left in the second. The Blues now have 10 shots tonight. Broberg will dump it into the Winnipeg end, and it's an icing. Oh, man. Why is no Jet screen? Sundqvist is in front of Hellebuyck, and nobody is battling with him. And Sundqvist just completely screens him. And Kyrou shoots that one pass. Doesn't make a lot of sense. That's just so weird. All right. Down the other way. Radek Faksa picks it up. Shoots it wide of the net. Way wide in that. Down low. Parayko. Back then for Faksa, who's intercepted then. Stanley will try and clear it out. Kept in down low. Jets get it on the right side. Iafallo will dump that one into the zone. Behind the net around. Connor will throw that one down low. Back for Scheifele. Scheifele is tripped. And that will be a penalty. Iafallo down low now. Delayed penalty here against the Blues. Pass in front and the Blues touch it. And we'll get a Winnipeg power play here. They're calling a lot tonight. For a playoff game, this is a little weird. And we'll get a Jets power play here. A lot of penalties being called. And yeah, Parayko to the box. Face off once again now in the Blues end. And it's won by St. Louis. Played around then behind the net. Neighbors will clear it all the way through the zone and down into the Jets' end. Pionk taking it now behind the net, looking for options. Slides a pass up then for Scheifele through the zone. A pass up then for Appleton behind the net. Back for Namestnikov. Namestnikov stolen back by the Blues. They'll try and clear it. It's kept in though. Pionk back down low behind the net then. Appleton to Niederreiter. Up to the point then. Pionk keeps that one into the zone. Throws it down low. Up to the point again. Pionk a slap shot. And it deflects wide. Down low. Thrown back up to the point again. Namestnikov waits. Pass up to the front. Pionk shoots it. Blocked in front and kept in though by the Jets. Up at the point. Niederreiter tries shooting it. It's blocked and the Blues will get it out. Halfway through the power play here now, and the Jets will get a line change, and so will the Blues, as Namestnikov holds that and waits. Or Pionk holds that and waits. I apologize. Here they come the other way. Scheifele drops it back. Perfetti up to the point. Morrissey to Iafallo. Back then for Connor. Connor skates it on the right hash mark, throws it down below the goal line to Scheifele. To Perfetti, who circles back around. Still waits for options. Scheifele still waiting for it here. Looks in front for Iafallo, and they can't get a shot off. Back up to the point, and Morrissey can't keep that one. It'll have to come back out. 15 seconds left here in the Winnipeg power play. Scheifele shoots it on net. Binnington makes the easy save. Will backhand that one behind the net. Perfetti then to Scheifele. Thrown in front. Iafallo, and another easy save for Jordan Binnington here with about 2 seconds left on the power play. And 15:57 left here in the second period. I don't know, fellas. I don't know. Face off now here in the St. Louis end. And it's won by the Jets. Played up to the point. A shot, and it's deflected wide then. Down low, Pionk. Played back for Tanev. Over then up to the point for Appleton. A shot! Blocked in front, and a save by Binnington as well. And that'll do it for the power play. We're back to even strength. And nice play there by Dylan Samberg. It's tipped by Lowry in front. And Binnington makes the save there. Sucks the Jets couldn't get that one through. They need one here desperately. 10-8 are the shots. Tanev throws that one down low behind the net. Winnipeg picks it up. Pass up to the point to Pionk. A slap shot! And it's wide. Kept in by Samberg. Another shot saved by Binnington. Played down low then. Behind the net is Leddy. Leddy slides it through the zone. Over to Pionk. A pass up through the neutral end and dumped into the zone by the Jets. It'll go out of play. I think it might have been an offside as well. And now shots are 10 apiece here with 15:23 left in the second period. As you can tell, I mean, the score doesn't really say it, but you can tell that a lot of the time, there will not be a lot of shots. You're not going to see as many shots as you do in the regular season, especially in a game like this. Face off now here, outside of the Winnipeg end. And won by the Blues. Played up to the point. Broberg to Falk. Falk will dump it into the zone. Back down low then as Morrissey throws it behind the net. Here comes Barron. Barron a pass up then. Jarrett Anderson-Dolan through the zone. Loses it. Backhand in front. And a big save by Binnington. And Jets will regroup in their own end. Gustafsson slides a pass over then for Pionk. Through the zone. Dumped in down low behind the net. Binnington trying to play it. Tries sliding it out in front. It's stolen back, though, by the Blues. Snuggerud. Over then for Falk. Falk will easily dump that one in down low. DeMello slides that one around. Backhanded down the other way. Connor trying to battle for it here now, and the Blues will regroup in their own end. Dump back into the Jets zone, and that will be an icing. 14:30. Shots are 11-10 in favor of Winnipeg. Oh, I know the CBS franchise hockey game. It is pretty cool stuff. I like that game. That game is pretty fun, I agree. Face-off coming now in the Jets end, or the Blues end, I apologize. It's won by the Blues. They'll dump it all the way down the other way. Neighbors trying to play it, and they lose sight of the puck, and they'll just blow the whistle. Looking at the fourth line here, who has looked good tonight, I must say. And it looks like that goal will be credited to Jarrett Anderson-Dolan on that second goal by the Jets. A lot of tips in front, so the NHL had to look at it with a couple of angles before they could officially make a call. And I believe that is Dolan's first goal ever in the playoffs. Some cool stuff. Face-off. Scheifele then versus Walker. It's won by Walker. Played back into the Blues end. They'll regroup with it. Fowler behind that. He's got Iafallo coming in hot. Blues take it back. They'll regroup. Fowler moves it then through center ice. Into the zone. Looking for options. Circles back around. Loses the puck. And Jets get it back. Shen played around. Iafallo tips it through. Goes all the way down the other way. And that'll be an icing against Winnipeg. Whew. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We got another stream here tonight after this one. Stars versus Abs. Looking forward to that one too. Face off here now. Won by the Blues. Played up to the point. Falk a shot. And a save by Hellebuck. Rebound in front. And he covers that one as well. As the Blues try to jab at it and they're going at it here still. And we'll go to commercial. Jordan Kyrou with a top corner cheese. And it's 3-2 St. Louis here in the second period. What are the odds right now for who wins? Good question. I believe the odds are in favor of Winnipeg. I'm not exactly sure. I am not legally old enough to bet on games, so I can't tell you. All right. Got 22 people in here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. The streams usually don't do this good this early, so I appreciate all of you for tuning in here so far in this first live stream of the Stanley Cup playoffs. All right, 13:48 left in the second period. Looks like only you streaming this game, so good on you. Oh, thank you. Is that really? Really? Nobody else is streaming this game. No other YouTuber is. The NHL is. Wow. Everybody picks all the good Eastern Conference games. Cleared down the other way into the center ice. Fun watching Helly crumble. Oh my god. Whistle here now. Shots are 12-11 in favor of St. Louis. So they get the edge here. There's really nobody else streaming this. That's kind of wild. That's probably why everyone's here. Because nobody else is streaming this game. Alright, they're showing off Hellebuyck in the regular season. He's first in everything except for save percentage. He was one shy of the NHL record for most wins in a regular season by one singular goaltender. Could not get that done, obviously. Face-off one here by the Jets down low. Stanley throws it around behind the net. A pass up then for Perfetti. Intercepted then by Kyrou, who dumps it into the zone. Hellebuyck behind that to Stanley. Stanley trying to clear it through the zone. 69% chance the Blues win. Nice. Dumped into the zone here, and an icing once again. And they're calling everything, it seems like. Showing off Binnington now. They talk about Hellebuyck, let's talk about Binnington. Four Nations goaltender, won the title with Canada. Ironically enough, he's in Canada and won the Four Nations. Kind of funny. Showing off that game on February 20th. We streamed that game, by the way. Those were some unreal saves when we watched that in real time, and he obviously ended up winning the championship with Canada. Face off in the Winnipeg end, won by the Jets. Shen will play it around the other way. Pass to the neutral zone, kept in by the Blues. Falk dumps it down low. They'll battle for it here, up to the point. Intercepted by the Jets. They lose it, but they'll get it right back. Oh, man. Directed through the zone and into the St. Louis end. Broberg will get it and regroup. Back now behind the net. Broberg moves it through center ice. A pass up into the zone. Over then for Kyrou. Stolen back then by the Jets. Tanev rushing the other way. Brandon Tanev dumps it into the zone. Looking for options here. A pass up then to the point. And DeMello will throw it back down low. A shot and a save from Binnington. On a good chance there from, I think that was Gustafson. Or sorry, no, Mason Appleton. I looked at the numbers wrong. Face off now here in the Blues end. Won by St. Louis. They'll chip it through neutral zone. Stolen back by the Jets. Scheifele back over then for Connor. Connor waits, fires it. And a save by Binnington off the stick. Iafallo battling for it down low with Fowler. Slides it over to Scheifele. Scheifele to DeMello. A slapper. And a save from Binnington once again. Jets will keep it in. Blues try and clear. Scheifele to Connor. Connor looking for control. DeMello back then to the point. Morrissey over. Scheifele to Connor. He can't control the puck. He'll get it right back, though. Fires it wide of the net into the corner. And Jets now have real control here. Connor fires it. Save from Binnington again. And the Blues finally clear it all the way the other way. Morrissey will pick it up. DeMello through the zone. It's dumped back into the St. Louis end. Fowler will regroup. Blues still have it. And puck goes out of play. Very good chances here for the Jets now. They're starting to wake up a little bit. 15-12 are the shots. Very even game in terms of that. Like, it has, like, no team has really taken over. It's just been back and forth, very even play. And I like a game like that. I like a game that's close, a game that's even. I like that kind of hockey. Face-off coming in the neutral zone. Just outside of the Jets' end. And it's won by Winnipeg all the way back into their zone. Regrouping then is Hellebuyck, who gives it over for Samberg. Pionk, a pass through the zone, and it's lost from Niederreiter. Jets regrouping. Pionk trying to move it through center ice. Dumps it into the zone. Down low then. Thrown around behind the net. Gustafsson tries getting it down low. Stolen back by St. Louis. Sundqvist gets it out and moves it through neutral zone. Dumps it into the Jets' end. Sandberg. Now in the corner. Back then for Barron. Taken back then by Winnipeg. Through center ice. Battling for it then is Dolan. Stolen back then by the Blues. Broberg plays it through center ice. Joseph then back up. Intercepted by Winnipeg. Intercepted by St. Louis. Oh my goodness. Back and forth. Just like pass, intercepted, pass, intercepted. Halfway through the game, halfway through the period. Shot through the zone is tipped and into Binnington. Blues get it right back. They'll move it the other way. Snuggerud, a pass up and over, intercepted by the Jets. Blues will take it back then and regroup instead. Here's Snuggerud. Snuggerud through the zone. Gets a pass up then for Kyrou, who backhands it down low over to Broberg. Broberg in the corner, gets tied up by DeMello. Snuggerud trying to play it, stolen back by the Jets. Here they come the other way. Appleton moves it into the zone, a pass over, intercepted. Here come the Blues. 3-on-2, 4-on-2. Kyrou over in front, and a glove save by Hellebuyck. With 9:47 left in the second period, the Blues get their first shot there in a few minutes. We'll go to commercial break. Whew, good stuff. Good stuff there, folks. About 30 seconds here in the ad break. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I know I've said that a couple of times here tonight. St. Louis with the lead, 3-2. Jordan Kyrou on the power play. I don't know. From what I've seen so far, a lot of it just looks like poor decision-making from the Jets and not looking in front. The goal with Kyrou on the power play just was poor defensive work. I mean, again, they leave Sundqvist all screened up in front, and when you leave a player screened, it's hard for a goal. When you leave a goalie screened, it's hard for a player to see the puck. I think that's pretty obvious. I don't think I'm surprising anybody by saying that. All right, face-off here coming again in the Winnipeg end. It's won by the Blues. Played up at the point. A shot blocked in front from a good chance from, I think that was Buchnevich down low. Sandberg back to Pionk. Pionk moves it through the zone. A pass up Scheifele then for Iafallo. Intercepted. But the Jets get it right back. They'll regroup back in their own end. Pionk down the right side. Pass up to Scheifele. Scheifele moves it through neutral zone. Back over then for Iafallo. Down low then. Blues trying to get to it. Neighbors. Battling now. Iafallo and Parayko. As Jets have control in the Blues end. Up to the point. A pass over then. Connor. Down low. Scheifele then behind the net. Take it to the outside in front for Connor. And he looks for it and he can't get it in. Oh, he took Binnington out of his net but couldn't get a pass over. And it's dumped down the other way. Pionk dumps it into the zone. Binnington goes out and plays it. Gives it over to Fowler. It slides up. And here comes St. Louis. Toropchenko will dump it into the zone. He's got some wheels, races for it down low, gets to it, plays it around. Stolen back by Winnipeg. And down the other way, cleared into the zone. What's up, Carmine or Carmen? I definitely butchered your name. Up at the point. Perfetti fires it, blocked in front. And picked up again then by Walker, who dumps it all the way down the other way. Morrissey to DeMello. Through the neutral zone, backhanded back down low. Battling for it now on the right side. Falk also trying to get to it here too. Perfetti then behind the net for Niederreiter. Niederreiter throws it in front, a shot, and it goes wide. Back up for the point then. Schenn to Morrissey. Back to Schenn. A slap shot. And that one is wide again. Picked up by the Blues. They'll clear it out of the zone at least. But it's dumped right back in. Bennington gets the puck. Down low then. A pass all the way up through neutral zone. And the Jets steal it right back. Appleton. Through the zone. Back up to the point. A slap shot. Schenn. And it goes wide. Stanley then down low. Falk now in the corner. Played around the right side. Kyrou with it. Back up then through the zone for Thomas. And Broberg will dump that one in. Hellebuck. Behind the net. Played through neutral zone. Stolen back again by St. Louis. And they'll clear it right back in. 7 minutes left here in this second period. Shots are 16-13 in favor of the Jets. It's a 3-2 game for St. Louis. Bennington throws that one around then behind the net. Looking around now in the neutral zone. Pionk then back over. Here's Dolan now behind the net. Trying to battle for it here. Kyrou now down low. Battling for it here now. Gustafsson a shot. Save. Sundqvist knocks it down in front. And fighting for it here now is Barron. Stolen back then by the Blues. Down the other way. And St. Louis trying to control the puck here in their own end. Cleared down through the neutral zone. DeMello here now looking. I can't show the screen due to the copyright, unfortunately. Bennington blocked in front. Fowler here now looking down the other way. Intercepted by Iafallo through the zone. And in front, a shot there goes just wide of the net. And Winnipeg will break it out then to center. Through the zone, a big hit in front. And Thomas plays that one around. Stanley looking for options here now. Falk gains it through the zone, looks, waits, fires, save there. Played around the right side then. Out for the center. Neither team can get really big chances here. As we still look through neutral zone. Broberg plays it around the right side. Jets trying to clear it through. Connor intercepted. Nemesnikov trying to get to it now. And we get a whistle. And that stops play. Nemesnikov really did not like that. 4:32 left here in the second period. And it's still 3-2 St. Louis as my computer decides no. Okay, that was very weird. I wish I could show you the screen, Ann, but I can't. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I just had a little bit of a error there in the stream. This game is likely going to OT. It's still 3-2. I wouldn't say that just yet. There's still a lot of time too. You guys have to realize that there's still a whole third period to be played. All right. 4:32 left here in the second period. We're back from commercial break. Face off here at center ice, won by St. Louis. Suter played around then for Letty. Backhanded through the zone. Boldu dumps it down low. Nemesnikov back forward over to DeMello. DeMello tipped through neutral zone. Stolen back by St. Louis. They'll wait back in their own end and regroup. Shots are 16-14. Icing against the Blues. And by the way, fellas, we should be getting ready to... Less than an hour, we got Avalanche versus Stars. So I will be doing that stream consecutively after this one. I'll end this one very quick and then get ready for that one. DeMello up to the point then. Morrissey played back down low behind the net. Jets can't keep it in. It'll be flaunted back around. Scheifele then over to Iafallo. Drops it back in the Blues end. Thrown around behind the net. Scheifele gives it back over to Connor. Down low, tied up by Letty. Sundqvist goes back and scoops up that puck. And dumped down the other way. Joseph racing for it with DeMello, and they called the icing there against St. Louis, and Joseph didn't like that one. And 3:44 here now left in the second period. It's still... Face off here, won by the Blues. Falk played around. Blues trying to get it out. Joseph sends it up to Sundqvist, who already has a goal here tonight. Played through neutral zone, cleared down low. Perfetti now battling for it with Walker. A stick just flew up in the air. It was Perfetti's. That's kind of funny. Played around then as Jets trying to get it out. Neighbors down low. Back up to the point. Parayko, a shot blocked in front from Nemesnikov. Huge defensive play there. Now battling behind the net. Pionk trying to get to it here as well. Because it's the Cup. I love to hear that. Battling forward in the corner. It slides out then for Morrissey. 3 minutes here left in the second period. Jets break out into the zone. They have to come back to regroup. It's Stanley who gets tied up. Blues get control. 3-on-2 for St. Louis. Thomas to Fowler. Shoots it. Deflected. And goes all the way in the air and out of play. And somebody got hurt there on the ice. I can't tell who it was. They were limping to the bench. It was a Jet. It was a Jet. Face-off coming here now. Won by the Jets. Played down low now. DeMello behind the net. Chipped all the way through the zone. Appleton now down low. Stolen back then by Broberg. Kept in behind the net then for Tanev. Pass over then for Falk, who dumps it all the way down the other way. Jets will come back and regroup. Sandberg slides a pass through. Tanev intercepts that one back for DeMello. Back for Tanev. Tanev skates a pass over in front, a shot, and that one goes wide. 2 minutes left here in the second period. Down low, Blues clear it all the way out. Intercepted then by St. Louis. Kyrou into the zone, saved from Hellebuyck. What a stop by Connor Hellebuyck, who robs Jordan Kyrou and nearly made this one a 2-goal game. What a stop. So Sandberg loses the puck. Kyrou takes it right back. A breakaway the other way. And a huge save there from Helly. Less than a minute here in this second period. Shots are 16 to 15. Not a lot of them in the last couple of minutes. Just a lot of back and forth action. Block shots. Not a lot of opportunities given. Face off now in the Winnipeg zone. It's won by the Jets. Morrissey plays it down low. A pass through neutral zone. Over then for Scheifele. Down the other way. A pass up then for Iafallo, who gets tripped. No call there. He kind of lost his feet. Not really tripped. Scheifele up to the point. Pionka shot. Deflected in front. Scheifele trying to get to it. Stolen back by Winnipeg. Connor waiting. Circles around. Still looking for options. He's tied up there wide. Intercepted by St. Louis. Pionk fires it back down low. Over then for Connor. Stolen back by Thomas. Here's Buchnevich the other way for St. Louis, who dumps it into the zone. And 75 seconds left here in the second period. Approaching the final minute. Connor dumps it into the zone. Binnington now behind the net. Gets the puck. They'll battle for it. It breaks free. Perfetti got it through. But stolen down low by the Blues again. They'll dump it all the way down the other way. Final minute of play here in the second. Stanley. A pass over then for Schenn. Schenn to Stanley now with it once again. Dumps it into the zone. And picked up again by Perfetti. Throws it in front. Intercepted again by St. Louis. A lot of just intercepting. Back and forth. Back and forth. 30 seconds left. Jets get it back. They'll dump it into the zone. Niederreiter gives it to the Nemesnikov down low. Played around. Up to the point then. Stanley to Schenn. Holds it, waits, shoots it, deflected in front, in the crease. And it's directed the other way, and Jets fans wanted a trip, and they're getting one. And Winnipeg will get a power play with 13.8 left. Nick Leddy to the box. This is huge for the Jets. And that one slides in the corner. Good work, bro. Love the stream. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I love all the positive comments. It feels good. I feel like when people comment good things, it makes me commentate better. I don't know. All right, Jets power play coming up. Their power play is first in the league in the regular season. Let's see what they can get done here in the playoffs now. 15.2 seconds left in the second, so they'll get some time here on the power play. Face-off won by the Blues. Played down low. They'll clear it all the way down the other way. 10 seconds left. Hellebuyck in the zone will play it up. And they'll try and get down the other way. 5 seconds. 4. Morrissey dumps it in. A glove save from Binnington, and that'll do it for the second period here. Shots were 17 to 15 in favor of Winnipeg. A goal from Jordan Kyrou on the power play makes it a 3-2 game here in favor of the St. Louis Blues. Intermission report coming up. That being said, go get a snack, go get a drink, do what you gotta do, and we will be back for a thrilling third period here momentarily. Thank you all so much for the support in this stream. All right. That being said, fellas, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Excellent stream indeed. Great work. Thank you. All right. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I will be right back in about 5 minutes. Not even. Like more like fucking 2 minutes. All right. If I'm not mistaken, the Blues give up most amount of third period pooled goalie goals. Really? That's an interesting stat. That is quite a stat. Again, guys, still have another stream tonight. Avalanche versus Stars as well. So a lot of stuff coming here. And then again, I shared the schedule at the beginning of the stream. I'll do it again at the beginning of the next stream too. All right, thanks, fellas. Don't really have anything much to say, to be honest with you. Just kind of, taking this intermission to kind of chill a little bit, keep my voice intact, because I know when I get to the second stream towards the end, my voice is not going to like me. So I do want to keep myself give myself some time in between. If you have any questions, though, about this, the cup, your teams, any comments, anything about the commentary, feel free to share them. It doesn't matter to me. And what's the score? What's the score of the Royals? Let's pull that up. Well, that's not fun. With Ekholm out for the Oilers, you still believe enough in the defensive capabilities to beat the Kings again? Oil in how many games? I got Oilers in 7. I just feel like it's a curse for LA a little bit. This is the first year they're favored to win, though. So my heart, the heart deep inside of me wants the Kings to win, but my brain just can't do it. I don't know why. It's just how I feel. But I got to stick with my gut. I got to stick with my... I can't swap up. Same thing with the Oilers Stars. It's the same opinion. I can't switch up. So I got to stick with the Oilers. My heart wants Kings, though. I think I do believe in the defense. I think that Skinner's gonna start off shit. Skinner's gonna start off really bad, and then they're gonna put in Pickard or something like that, and then they're gonna go on a run. That's my prediction. Yeah, I that's the other thing. It's hard. You never count out McDavid and Draisaitl. You never do it, and I just can't. I can't bring it to my heart to do it. So that's why I'm sticking with my gut there and rolling with the Oilers once again. You may disagree with that. Some people might disagree with that. I totally understand. But I'm sticking with my gut. Evander Kane is back. I don't think he's gonna make like an insane impact though. I like everybody's saying that he's gonna change everything. I don't necessarily believe that. But I mean, it's not impossible that does happen. So I would not be shocked at the slightest, but I'm not betting on it. That's the biggest thing. I'm not saying Kane is the difference maker. I am confident, yes. I am indeed confident. All right. Can St. Louis kill this power play? Definitely. I definitely think they can. Never count out the Blues. That's what I've learned. Never count out any team. That's what I've also learned. Just you doubt a team, it always comes back and bites you in the ass. So number one thing that I've learned. You have a bet? Oh boy. Joyful trying to put some bets down. Huh. Yeah, definitely. It feels like everybody we had someone in the chat earlier who put 100 on Winnipeg. So I'm like, oh boy, that's not looking too great right now. St. Louis and Dallas. Okay. Yeah, I could see Dallas. I don't know though. Some people who are really leaning towards Colorado. We'll have to see. We will have to see. I feel like Ekholm be playing the series. The little surprise the Kings won't be game 1 or 2 though. That would be kind of funny if like they hear all these things. Ekholm will not play, and then it's like surprise, mother F word. I can't say it. I'll get demonetized. That'd be kind of funny, to be honest. That would be good, I must say. I would enjoy that. Want my Oilers to win it all. Second, I want a Canadian team to win. Third, a team with no cup to win. Everyone else can go home early. There's only a couple of teams that are in this that haven't won a cup. Winnipeg, Ottawa. Yeah, Winnipeg, Ottawa, Minnesota. And that's it. Winnipeg, Ottawa, and Minnesota are the only 3 teams that have never won a cup. What the heck just fell? That was weird. Been since what? 93. That's what 93. Leafs. Yeah. It was Montreal in 93. All right, we should be getting ready to start the third period here in a second. They need to kill this power play and get another goal. 100%. 100%. You got to kill this off if you're the Blues. Before I was born. Oh, man. Playing road hockey in my Patois gear. Nice. Look up the stats on the Blues versus Jets recent history. Since 2019, Jets have this record against the Blues. Yeah, yeah. I mean, playoff history, they've only played once before, and that was back in 2019. That's a little kind of wild. Like, you would think, like, for divisional rivals, you would think they would have, like, played more in that amount of time. You're from Ireland? Damn. Wow. Are you in Ireland currently, or are you, like, from Ireland? That's pretty cool if you're, like, in Ireland right now watching this. What time is it there? It's 1 a.m.? God damn! Oh my god. All right. Let's see. We getting ready to start the third period here. I feel like we are. 60 seconds here. Let me confirm to make sure. Please, St. Louis been waiting for the playoffs all year. This is a big game. Oh, yes, it is a big game. A lot is on the line. Take that first game. It's big. All right. We will never get a better chance, especially in this one. All right. All right, 5 seconds here. Already went through one water bottle. All right, here we go. Start of the third period. Well, this break is over, Conrad. All right, third period here in Canada Life Center. Let's see what we can get done here tonight. A lot of heavy hits in this first game. For both sides, in fact. A lot of physicality. The only goal in that second period was from Jordan Kyrou, who gave the Blues a 3-2 lead. And let's see what happens here in this third period. Jets need a goal. Blues could use a goal. And the third period here is underway. Face off here now is blown off and won by the Jets. They'll clear it into the St. Louis zone. Power play again for Winnipeg here for 1:40. Jets will get it and regroup. Morrissey passes it up through the zone. They're looking to just get control. Just get control in the neutral zone. Here's Kyle Connor. Connor, a pass to Iafallo, who slides it down low into the zone, and we get a whistle right away. For offside or icing? What just happened? Offside, I guess. That was a late offside if it was. Weird. All right, face off now once again. Won by the Blues. Played down low into their own end. Dumped down the other way. Into the Winnipeg zone. Morrissey. Jets are 2-6-1 when trailing in the third period. Oh my goodness. Kyle Connor. Moving it through the zone now to Perfetti on the right side. Perfetti throws it up to the point. Morrissey. Pass back over. Down low then. They finally get control. Connor to Morrissey. To Scheifele. Holds it. Perfetti to Connor! Save in front by Binnington. They scramble for that puck, but Binnington covers that one. 18-15 are the shots. The truth is out there, says Jets are overrated. He's spoken. What a save from Binnington with his right glove on Connor. If that was even a little bit higher, that's going in the net. So what a play there from Binnington. Jets are a great regular season team, not a great post. Yeah, they're still to be proven. Face off won by the Blues. They'll clear it all the way down the other way. Morrissey drops it back then. Over to Connor now, who moves it through center ice. Over to Iafallo. Iafallo clears it down low. Back up to the point then for Morrissey. Thrown around. Connor, 15 seconds left on the power play. Morrissey to Connor. Down low for Iafallo in front. They'll scramble for it. And they get it back. Connor at the point. Moves it. In front! And Perfetti couldn't finish. Morrissey back to Connor. They're at even strength. That'll do it for the power play. Connor waits. Shoots it. Saved by Binnington. Showing off Binnington. Since the Four Nations break, only 3 regulation losses in 20 games started. That's unmatched. Or I'm sorry, 17 games started. I can't do math. Don't ask. Face off here, won by the Blues. Fowler battling for it down low, picked up by Tanev. Tanev behind the net, trying to take that puck. Scramble for it, loose in the corner. Thrown back up to the point. Sandberg, over. Appleton, a shot, and it goes out of play. Need to be doing this for a living, man. I don't know. I'm waiting for someone to hire me. Maybe I can do it in college. Face off here now, won by the Blues. It's cleared up to the point. Sandberg throws it around down low behind the net. Leddy then. A pass over. Back up to the point. Pionk stolen back by the Blues. And chipped down low behind the net. Tanev. Back behind the net, trying to get it loose. It's intercepted there. Leddy plays it back up at the point. Stolen back by St. Louis. Here they come the other way. Kyrou, he's in! And he shoots it wide, and we got a penalty. And it's going to be against Sandberg. I'm pretty sure, and St. Louis will get a power play. 17-17 here, left in the third period. And Sandberg interferes with Kyrou and draws a penalty. I mean, you got to be honest. Like, what are you supposed to do in a play like that? Let him come in? So it makes a lot of sense there what Sandberg did. Not throwing any flack on him whatsoever. And that being said, St. Louis will get a power play here now. Face-off, won by the Blues. Thrown around the right side. Back up to the point then. Fowler to Buchnevich, who throws it behind the net. Hit from behind there. Snuggerud up at the hash mark. Gives it down low to Thomas, who's tied up. Snuggerud gets it right back. Down low, battling for it here now up to the point. And Jets intercepted. Here they come the other way. Barron will just dump it into the zone and get a line change off. With 1:30 here left on the power play. Fowler swings it back then. Thomas through the zone. A pass over, intercepted. Snuggerud then throws it down low behind the net. And Iafallo hit then by Boldu and kept in the zone, though, by St. Louis. Thomas waits. Buchnevich shoots it wide. Snuggerud down low then. Shen to Fowler. To Thomas. Thomas holding it. Pass to Buchnevich. Can't control it in front. And they can't get a chance on. Fowler to Buchnevich. To Fowler. To Thomas. In front. Boldu battling for it. Jets get it. They clear. 16 minutes left in the third. 40 seconds left on the Blues power play. Jets get an ovation here from their fans, and I think we have another penalty coming up. Yes, we will, against St. Louis. It's going to be Zachary Boldu who's going to go to the box. The young kid takes a crucial penalty here now, as he knocked Iafallo onto the boards off a huge hit. And I guess that will be a call. 4-on-4 now. And we'll get a little bit of a Jets power play. Ooh, he does a little cross-check on Iafallo then afterwards. And they didn't like that. Yeah, that's not a pretty play. That was completely unnecessary there, what Boldu just did. He deserves to take a penalty there for sure. That was completely unnecessary. And now he's got to hope his team can clutch up. Oh, that was really stupid what he just did. Didn't even have to do that at all. Your team's winning in the third period. You're on the power play. And you just decide, hey, I'm going to cross-check this guy. Yeah, that's a call. The refs are always watching. That was very stupid. That might be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in the playoffs. All season. That was very dumb. Sorry, I'm beating down on him too much. All right, 15:55 here left in the third period. Shots are 19-15. Darnell Nurse does that stuff, and it drives me nuts. Oh, 100%. Nurse loves to do that. All right, 4-on-4 here for a little bit. 37 seconds of it. Blues pick up the puck. Falk racing now the other way. Kyrou through the zone. Holds it. Takes it around. Behind the net. Looks for options here still. A pass over then for Broberg as it redirects out. This feels like 3-on-3 overtime, which is a little bit weird. Kyrou down the right side. Shoots it. Saved by Helly. Kept in, though, by the Blues. Falk will dump it down low. Hellebuck will take it. And now the Jets will get a little bit of a power play here as their PP unit gets out there on the ice. 1:20. Let's see if the Jets can get something going here on this power play. They need a goal to tie it. Connor through the right side. Takes it into the zone. Stolen back then by Toropchenko. Blues get it. They clear. Jets are 1 for 3 on their power play tonight with 3 shots. They got a minute here to make something happen. Morrissey to Connor. Connor to Scheifele. To Perfetti. To Scheifele. Can't control it. Blues get it back. They'll bounce it off the boards. Battling for it down low. Suter then back over for Scheifele. Scheifele to the point to Iafallo. To Morrissey. To Iafallo. Back then for Scheifele then. Down low for Connor. Connor waits. To the point. Morrissey. Back to Connor. Shoots it. Deflected wide. Oh, man. I thought that went in for a second. Scheifele to the point. 15 seconds left on the power play. Connor moves in. Waits in front of Scheifele. It's deflected by Toropchenko. Back up to the point. Morrissey. Over. Connor. Waits. Shoots it. And it goes wide and out of the zone. And that'll do it for the power play. Boldu comes out of the box. Morrissey now takes that one behind the net. Can't stand the Kings. Huh. Broberg at neutral zone battling for it. Cleared into the zone by Appleton. Falk will pick it up down low, then played around and stolen back by the Blues. Broberg gets it down low and regroups. Justin Falk steals it right back through neutral play. Back over then to Pionk, battling for it now down low in the corner. Sundqvist battling with Appleton as well, as the puck is tied up in the Winnipeg zone behind the net. Finally, it breaks free. Around on the right side, Sandberg, I think, has a skate blade that's broken. Jets try getting it back all the way down the other way. Niederreiter racing for it now with Falk. It's tied up again in the corner. Nemesnikov throws it around to the point. Stanley back down low, intercepted by St. Louis. Here they come the other way. Dumped into the zone by Joseph, who gets off and changes as the Jets get it right back. Shen looking for options. Intercepted there. They get it back into the zone. And it's an offside. Oh, that's rough. 12:23 left here in regulation. The Blues are up by 1. The Jets are looking for 1 to make this one a 3-3 hockey game. I don't know. You guys might be right. Maybe we will see overtime. Again, guys, just want to say if you are new, I would appreciate it if you subscribe, but listen to the rest of the broadcast first if you'd like, just because, just to see what. I mean, if you've been here for a little bit, you kind of know what I do. We do these streams typically during the regular season. We do them at least 2 or 3 times a week. In the playoffs, we're doing a lot more, though. Guess it's 4-3 overtime win for Winnipeg, but it'll be close. I don't know. It might not even go to overtime. Per Evan Raul on Twitter, no Gabriel Landeskog for warm-ups, so he will not be playing tonight in Avalanche Stars. They're going to give it some time, I guess. I will be streaming, I'll be live, not for Game 1, Turbo. I will be live for Game 2 and Game 3, I'm pretty sure. But Game 1, I am not around, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll be live Wednesday and Friday for those 2. So look out for those coming up. All right, puck in neutral zone. Played then over by Tanev, who chips it into the zone. Lowry shoots it. Save from Binnington. Played down low behind the net. Lowry gets it back. Appleton to the point. Tries playing it through. Intercepted by Shen. It's cleared out of the zone. And the Jets will regroup. Morrissey. Back over then for Shen the other way. Dumped into the zone. Lowry. Trying to play it around. Tanev. Up to the point. Intercepted back by Lowry. Down low then for Appleton. Back up to the point. Shoots it on net. Save in front. Again for Tanev. Stolen back a shot. And it goes wide. Blues with it. Tanev throws it around then behind the net. Picked up then by Falk. Falk up and over then as it's cleared into the zone by Shen and picked up by the Blues. Neighbors. Back around behind the net. Pionk. Tries moving it through center ice. Over to Connor. Kyle Connor waits. Stolen back by Neighbors. Over to Thomas then. Dumps it down the other way. 11 minutes here left in the third period. Scheifele. Up for Sandberg. To Pionk. To Scheifele. To Connor! Loses the puck down low. Scheifele back with it behind the net. Scheifele throws it over. Iafallo! Score! Alex Iafallo! Game tied! Recently signed to a new contract just this past week. And Alex Iafallo ties the game at 3 with 10:42 remaining. Oh, and suddenly things just got intense. Hey, Rio, I would appreciate it if you didn't spoil. Please, just no spoilers in the chat. That's all I ask. I don't have a lot of rules, but that's one that I don't like. Just no spoiling. Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit delayed. The stream will be delayed too. What a play from Iafallo. Puts it through Binnington's 5-hole. And that is one you would like to forget. Face-off won by St. Louis. Suddenly, with 10 minutes left, this game is tied. And this game could go anywhere from here now. That's Iafallo's 6th career postseason goal. You guys will remember, if you've been following long enough, we did a stream back in 2023. Oilers versus Kings. Iafallo scored the overtime winner in that game. Back when he was with LA. So 10:35 here left in the third period. 51% chance Winnipeg wins now. Thank you, Keaton. Face-off now won by the Blues. Toropchenko backhands it into the zone. Stanley behind the net. Plays it back up and over through neutral zone. Taken back then by the Blues. Leddy. Up and over for Walker. Nathan Walker shoots it above the net. Now battling for it down low. Up at the point here. Jets trying to get to it. They'll try clearing it the other way. And dumped all the way down low. That's Iafallo from Scheifele and Connor as the first line gets it done. Blues trying to rush it the other way. It's in Joseph's feet. Sundqvist now backhands it down low. Boldu trying to get to it there. Tied up down low. Sandberg. Played over then. Back through neutral zone. Intercepted by the Blues. And they'll regroup back in their own end. 9:30. Back up then for Boldu. Boldu will dump it into the zone. Joseph races for it. Sandberg gets to that puck first. Pass up and over then for Niederreiter. Niederreiter through the neutral zone. Throws it back behind the net. Broberg trying to get to it there as well. And it slides all the way back into the Winnipeg zone. Regroup then by Morrissey. Morrissey dumps it in. Down low behind the net. Falk. Plays it over down low behind the net. Snuggerud backhands it down low. Hellebuck to Morrissey. Battling now on the right side. Stolen back then by Morrissey. Over to Appleton, who dumps it down low into the zone. Taken back then by Kyrou as St. Louis once again regroups. Again, you're going to see a lot of back and forth action. Now that it's tied up, you're going to see teams kind of calm down. They're going to be more defensive-minded. That's what we're seeing here now. Pass up to the neutral zone, tipped into the Jets' end. Hellebuck plays it behind the net and around. And through neutral zone. Scheifele. A pass over then for Connor. Connor shoots it! Deflected up in the air and behind the net. Behind the net then, Broberg picks it up. Time winding down. Neighbors, a pass through to Thomas. Thomas has got some room into the zone and around behind the net. Neighbors, a shot. And that one around in front goes all the way out of the zone and down the other way. Broberg. Up through, intercepted then by the Jets. DeMello. Taken back. Over then for Kyle Connor. Shot from Niederreiter. Big save there from Binnington. Niederreiter to Morrissey. Waits. Fires it. Goes wide. Connor now down low. Behind the net then. Up to the point. Morrissey blocked. DeMello. Around behind the net. Connor in front. And Nemestikov can't finish. Here come the Blues now the other way. Jets, Blues have not had a lot of shots here in the amount of time. We get a whistle here on somebody as we get some pushing and shoving here as well. Shots are 23-16. And we'll go to commercial. Alex Iafallo with the game-tying goal. And we are tied at 3 here. Looking ahead to overtime. And I would imagine if we get to that point, the Avalanche and Stars game will get pushed back a little bit because that's usually what happens. That is usually what happens a lot of the time. So, again, I'll keep going with this game until it's over. Oh, I believe that. I believe I am. Well, a mix of that is I'm using TNT's website. So that's probably about like 10 seconds behind. And then, as well as that too, I would also imagine the stream is behind a little bit too. That's also what the problem is. So I apologize for me being a little bit behind. It just is what it is. There's nothing I can really do about it. It's over. 5-3 Winnipeg. It's only 3-3, dude. Don't doubt don't doubt it. Come on. Don't be a Debbie Downer like that. You got to believe. believe. That's what you got to do. About to hit 900 views on a stream for the second time ever. Thank you guys so much. Or for the third time ever, not for the second time. 10-2 Blues at OT. All right. Face-off coming now. Hellebuyck, 3 goals allowed on 16 shots tonight. Could be better, but his team's playing sound defense. And we get a whistle for offside right away as Snuggerud goes offsides. Fix up the shots. Face off here now, won by the Jets. Dumped down the other way by Tanev. Down low. St. Louis with it. They'll clear it all the way down the other way. Winnipeg's got it back. Pionk, a pass over. Back then for Sandberg. Dumped all the way down to the St. Louis end. Binnington plays it around. On the right side, battling for it. Blues pick it back up. Falk. A pass back over. 6 minutes left in the third. They'll come back and regroup. Thomas. Up and over for Neighbors. Jake Neighbors moves it in. Waits. A pass back over for Falk, who slides it back down low. Buchnevich now battling for it down low. Jets get it back. Connor. Kyle Connor the other way. A pass over for Scheifele, who deflects it back down low and into the zone. Takes it around behind the net. 5:38 left here in the third period. Parayko throws it around down low. Scheifele takes it back, fires that one around. Morrissey looks for options in front. Iafallo, and he's robbed. 5 minutes left here in the third period. Blues have one shot in this third period. It's 7-1 in favor of the Jets in terms of shots. Down low, Leddy with the puck as St. Louis tries to move it here. Joseph, pass up through. Stolen back then by Winnipeg. And a whistle here for offside against the Jets with 4:46 remaining in the third period. Oh man, final 5 minutes here until overtime, if we get there. This has been a fun one here, folks. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. Whew. My data usage can't handle OT games that are meaningless to me. Huh. I believe that we're cooked. Hey, don't say that just yet. It's not over. All right. Alex Iafallo with the game-tying goal gets cross-check from behind on Zachary Bolduc. Oh, okay, that makes sense then. That makes some sense. But, I mean, it's still a little bit stupid that Bolduc just randomly did that while Iafallo's going back to the bench. And he pays the price. I mean, not on the power play, but still. Face-off, won by the Jets. Taken back the other way. Blues will bat it down back into their zone and gives them some time off the clock. 4:35 here left in the third. Lowry, a pass back over then. 3-on-2 the other way. Pionk to Lowry, and the Blues intercept. Taking it back now the other way. Stolen back then by Sandberg. Sandberg will regroup here. A pass all the way up for Tanev. He'll chip that one into the zone. Over then for Neighbors now the other way. Neighbors dumps it into the zone. Still looking for options here. It's taken back and regrouped by Buchnevich. 3:55 here left in the third period. Puck is dumped into the Jets end. Hellebuyck behind the net. Down low then for Connor. He'll chip it through neutral zone. Taken back then by the Jets. Or the Blues, sorry. Fowler. Regrouping with it. Looks. Pass back over then. Connor battling for it then too. It's cleared into the zone. And behind the net then Hellebuyck. Fumbles the pass. Still throws that one around. Again, the Blues have not had a shot here in a hot minute. Here come the Jets the other way. Iafallo dumped into the zone by Pionk. Down low in there is Scheifele, who battles now in the corner. Stolen back then by the Blues. Directed the other way, and an icing against St. Louis. Whew. Coming down to the wire. I can feel my voice saying no. I can feel it coming. We got another game left as well. Behind the net then, Suter with the puck. Pass up then for Toropchenko. Battling now on the right side as DeMello is on top of the puck and can't seem to get up. They'll just blow the whistle as he'll just sit there. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in for this final couple minutes. I appreciate it. Less than 3 minutes to go. Shots are 24-16. They've been that for a little bit here. Face-off coming directly in the neutral zone. It's won by the Jets. Sandberg. Over then for Pionk, who clears it all the way down the other way. Binnington fires that one behind the net. Kept in the zone, intercepted by the Blues. And Jets get it right back. They dump it down the other way. Nemesnikov throws it down low back to Binnington. He'll get it back in the corner. And own trip as somebody is injured in the corner, it looks like. Blues dump it down the other way. Picked up down low by Shen. Stolen back by St. Louis. And Shen takes that one right back and takes it down the other way. Chipped by, I think that was Appleton into the zone. 2 minutes left here in the third period. Behind the net. Played then by Lowry. Lowry with it. Thrown back up to the point. Morrissey shoots it. Blocked. St. Louis trying to get to it. And it's cleared down the other way. And that'll be an icing once again against the Blues. With 1:44 left. Are we getting overtime, guys? I don't know. Face-off. Won by the Jets. Pionk to Morrissey. Down low then for Scheifele. Moves it to the center. Connor! Score! Kyle Connor! 4-3 Winnipeg! Oh my Lord! Phenomenal! Kyle Connor Wrister! Woo! Oh, the fans are going crazy! Oh my goodness! Oh man. What a pass from Scheifele to Connor, who roofs it past Binnington. They were down 3-2 heading into this third period. And now they are up with 1:35 remaining here in the third period. Let's see if they can hold it the rest of the way. And these Jets fans are losing their minds. Puck dumped into the St. Louis end. Around the right side, a shot down low. 1:30 here left in the third period. Blues get it. Cleared down the other way. Thomas trying to get to that puck. Stolen back by the Jets and cleared. Binnington will go to the bench. Blues are pulling their goaltender for the extra attacker. Kyrou down the right side. Clears it into the zone. Battling for it now in the corner. Empty net here for St. Louis. Puck is tied up. Final minute of play in regulation. Jets get it. 2-0-1 the other way. They'll shoot for the empty net. They'll go wide, and Lowry will tuck it. Adam Lowry gets the empty net reassurance. And it's 5-3 Winnipeg. Oh, man. And 51.9 left here in the third period. Braden Shen. Adam Lowry. I don't know why I said Shen. What a freaking game. What a freaking play. Can't believe I won that bet. It wasn't looking good for a while. But there you go. 5:52.3 here remaining in the third. They'll start off with Binnington on the bench. Interesting play there by St. Louis on that one. Face-off won by the Jets. DeMello played on the right side. Blues get it right back. Morrissey steals it, backhands it down the other way. And we get a whistle here. And looks like we will be able to stream our next game on time. Puck drop of Colorado versus Dallas at 8:55. So here in about 5 minutes, we'll end this one and then very quickly get ramped up with the next one. Thank you all so much for tuning into this stream. I really appreciate it. It was a banger of a first game of the playoffs. And I'm looking forward to the 13 other ones we have planned just in the first round coming up. Face-off won by the Blues. Played on the right side. Kyrou dumps that one down low. Behind the net then, Pionk will throw that puck around. Thomas now with it. Throws it up to the point. Falk to Thomas. Shoots it. Blocked in front. Jets get it. Connor will pick it up. Go for the empty net. And he will go just wide. And we got a lot of... Oh, my goodness. And they're going at it. Fisticuffs at center ice. Basically everyone in the team. I'm a fan of the Flyers. But honestly, like, I'm just someone who just commentates these games and just genuinely loves hockey. So I'm sorry, like, I know you're a Blues fan and I just went crazy over Connor. If that was Thomas that scored that, I would have gone crazy over that too. Some fisticuffs back and forth. Oh, man. 18.6 left here in this third period. The Jets will win this game 5-3 and go up 1-0 in the season series. Shots are 26-16. St. Louis with only one shot in this period. Man. Yeah, they're still going at it, though. They ejected Scheifele, Neighbors, Buchnevich, basically everyone on the ice, as they all just kept going at each other. Man, what a game. What a start to these playoffs. And they're talking to the refs, trying to write up the penalties. Go to the bar to watch the Oilers games, but Game 7 of the final went to the bar and lost the cup. So I'm hesitant to go back. Hey, I mean, yes, you should still go back, though. If that's the place where you won all season. Beautiful game for the Jets. Couldn't agree more, Ruby. And they're still looking who to send to the locker room here. They're just writing up the penalties. Let's see when we'll actually get started here with this. You got chants from the Blues. They're singing a song. Man. Yeah, just some fights back and forth there. It's going to take a little bit to get this sorted out, and then we'll get going here. All right, finally off the draw. 15 seconds left. Lowry trying to clear it here. Joseph now hit from Shen. Stanley now down low. 10 seconds left. And the Jets didn't look like it at first. And they'll get an icing here with 2 seconds left. And some more fights. Oh, my goodness. Well, that being said, the Jets, for the 3rd year in a row, will take Game 1 of this first-round series. I already told you, Joyful, I cheer for the Flyers. But I'm somebody who just genuinely likes hockey. So I'm sorry if I went too crazy on that Connor goal. If it was like Thomas scoring that, I would have went the same way. And yeah, I get some pushing and shoving back and forth. 2 seconds left here in this one before this one is over. And it wraps. And we'll get into the one later tonight. Avalanche versus Stars coming up. And Game 2 will be on Monday, I'm pretty sure. It's already looking like this one will be a lot of fun. Face-off coming outside the Winnipeg zone. Let's see what happens here in these final 2.5 seconds. And Montgomery wants to talk to the refs and all that. It's not like it's going to matter. You're down. You're down by 2 goals. All right. Now they'll go for the face-off just to wrap this one up. Still 5v5. Just kicked a lot of players out. And that being said, that will do it. Jets win 5-3 in the first game of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And they take a 1-0 series lead. I wish I could change this, but I can't. And that being said, final score 5-3 in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. A goal from Kyle Connor late. An empty net goal from Adam Lowry. And some fights, some fisticuffs, A lot of goals allowed, but the Jets win this first game 5-3. All right, that being said, I'm going to end this stream very early and get ready for the next one. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you are new. We will be doing Avalanche versus Stars right after this. Coming up.